Cargill here with our next AutoCAD video. Now in this video, we're going to look at how we go about completing this drawing right here. Now this drawing shows a cylinder right here that intersects a cone. And we have the plan view, which is right here, and we also have the front view here, and we're going to do the side views as well. Alright, so with this drawing, we can start with either the front or the plan. It's in first angle orthographic. So let's start with the plan. So for the plan view, it says that we have a circle right here that has a diameter of 72 millimeters, and then there's a smaller circle that has a diameter of 54 millimeters. So let's start with the circle that has a diameter of 72 millimeters. Now, when our drawing is completed, it is going to look like this right here. Alright, when our drawing is completed, it's going to look like this. So let's start here. So we're going to start with a circle. So we'll start with the circle that has a diameter of 72. So that means that it would have a radius of 36. So I'll draw my circle with a radius of 36 because my circles, I set my circles to center radius. If you have yours set to center diameter, then you can just make diameter 72. Alright, so then it says here that we have a next circle, which is a smaller circle. And from the center at the large circle to the center of that smaller circle is 8 millimeters. So what we can do then is this. We can just draw a line. I'm just going to draw a line. I'm going to use a gray construction line. And I'm going to draw a line from this quadrant. I'm just going to bring it up. No specific distance. And then I could offset that line by 8. Or I could just do this. I could just come to the center of the circle here. To find the center, you have to ensure that you have geometric center turned on in Object Snap or center. I always have them turned on. Alright, so then we come across by 8, and then from there we're going to draw a circle. Now it says that the next circle has a radius, has a diameter of 54. So that would mean that the radius would be 27, which is half of 54. So there we have that circle. So now that completes our plan view. Very simple. So for the front view now, we just need a place to start for the front view. So what we're going to do is to draw a horizontal line above our plan view anywhere. The distance from the plan view to the front view doesn't really matter. And then we're going to bring up a line from this quadrant here. Ensure that you have quadrant turned on in Object Snap. From this quadrant to this point right here. And then from this quadrant over here, right to that horizontal line that we drew. Now it says that the height of the cone is 72. So it says the height of the cone from here to here is 72. And the height of the cylinder from the base here to up here is 90. So that what that means is that we can do this. We can offset. And we're going to select through. So we can just press enter. We can click on through right here. So I'll click enter. Then I'll click this line here and I'll type 72. So I'll offset it by 72 like that. Then I'll click on it again and I'll type 90. So I offset it by 90. So to complete the drawing of the cone, I'm just going to connect where this vertical center line meets the line that I offset by 72. I'm going to connect those points to these points that we brought up from the quadrants of the large circle. And that completes the drawing of the cone. Now to get the cylinder, what we'll need to do is to bring up lines from this quadrant to the line up here that we offset by 90. And then do the same thing from over here to this line that we offset by 90. To the same line there. So now we need to get the curve of intersection. So to get the curve, as is shown in the document right here, we have some lines here. And these lines come down and then they go up over this side. We can see the arrows coming down and going up. So we need to do this. We're going to divide this section of the line. So we can do this. We can trim this part of the line. We can just trim this part of the line here. And I'm going to redraw it. The reason I trimmed it is because I want to divide the line and I just want to divide this part of the line. I don't know if the explode command would have worked as well. So I'm going to type divide. I'm going to click on the line here and I'll type 5. It says enter the number of segments to divide it into 5. No, it doesn't have to be 5. You could divide it into any number of parts. It doesn't even have to be equal parts. So you're just going to divide that line from the base here to where the cylinder meets the cone. Divide that into a number of segments. In this case, I chose 5 equal segments. It doesn't have to be 5 and it doesn't have to be equal. So then what we're going to do is this. We're going to draw some horizontal lines. I'm going to draw the first one. Actually, let me draw the first one from here, where this line from the quadrant or the small circle meets the cone. So I'm going to draw a line from here. And we're going to bring that across all the way over here. I'm going to click on this line. I'm going to select copy. I'm going to copy it from this line here that has all my points. So I'm going to copy here. If when you click divide, you don't see your points come up, just type P type, and then you can go in and you can select your type. So for example, it would be like this. If you don't see your division points come up, type P type, and then you can select one of these to represent your point and select the size and set in absolute units. All right, so now I'm going to click on this line and I'm going to copy. I'm going to copy from here. I'm going to bring to here, bring to here, bring to here, to here, and to there as well. So we have all those points. So we drew these lines through the division points, plus where the cylinder meets the cone at the top, and over here as well. These lines are just brought over. We're going to bring them down where the points meet the cone. So where the lines meet the cone. So this line meets the cone here. I'm going to bring this down, all right, to right here. But I need a center line for that. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm just going to draw a center line from the center to the end right there. And let me just extend it to come over this side as well. All right, there we go. All right, so now we're going to bring these lines down to the center line here that we just drew. So I brought that line down to the center line. I'm going to bring this line down to the center line here as well. Also going to bring this line down to the line. And I'm going to bring this one down as well. The next one, we don't necessarily need to bring this one down, but I'll bring it down nonetheless. So what we're going to do now is to draw a series of circles. So from the center of the large circle, so the center of the large circle is here. So we're going to draw a circle from here to that point, all right, to right here on the small circle. Good. So again, what I did was to draw a circle from the center of the large circle to where this line meets the center line here, and we're going to continue doing that. Draw a circle from the center of the large circle where the vertical lines that were brought down meet the center line. So like that, and we'll keep on doing that all the way through. All the way through. So from the center there to here, and then the last one to here. And then now, as we saw in the document, we see an arrow going upwards on the right side. And the reason for that is this. What we're going to do is to bring up a series of lines. All right, we're going to bring up a series of lines. So where these circles meet the small circle, we're going to bring up lines from there. So the first one meets the small circle right at the quadrant. We already brought up that line. And that's why I said that we didn't need to bring down this line right here, because we already have this line going up. So the next circle, which is this circle, meets the small circle here. So we'll bring that up and we'll bring it to this line right here. Sorry, that line, the one below it. To this line. How do I know it's that line? Because this line is the first line, right? And this circle is the first circle. So that means that because this is the first circle, this vertical line that comes from the first circle goes to the first line. So that means that this vertical line that comes from the second circle goes to the second line, and so on and so forth. So this being the third circle now would mean that this vertical line would go up to that third horizontal line right there. And then from right here, this would go up to the fourth one. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, so right here. And then we have the fifth one, which is here, and this point is right here. So we'll bring that up to the fifth line, which is here. And we don't need to bring up the one to the sixth line because that would be from this quadrant, so right here, and we already have this line. So we have all our points, so now we can plot our curve. So to plot our curve, I'll select a white line, and I'm going to turn on spline. I'm going to select spline, and I'm going to draw that curve from here. Let me just turn off object snap for a minute. Oh, give me 1 second. Alright, so let me just turn off object snap. So from that point to here. So again, this is where the cylinder meets the cone, and then to this next point where this vertical line meets the next horizontal line. And here, not this one, this is the center line, we want this point. So that's where the next vertical line meets the next horizontal line. Then here, where the next vertical line meets the next horizontal line. Here, where the next vertical line meets the next horizontal line. And then we end right here and click spacebar. And that is our curve of intersection. So now, to complete the drawing of our plan view, it would look like this. We'll just brighten this. Let me just use a white line. So like that, to here, to there, to this point, and then up here, spacebar. And that will complete our front view. So that is what we would be seeing if we're looking at this from front here. Right? But let's say we needed the left side and the right side. So this is in first angle orthographic projection. And in orthographic, we would have the left side to the right of the front view and the right side to the left of the front view. So, all right, let's get the left side. The left side is this side, but it will be projected over here. So what we'll do is this. We'll draw a 45-degree line from this edge right here. So let me just turn on polar tracking, click on the drop down arrow, ensure that it's set to 45. So I'll just draw a 45-degree line, no specific distance. I just want it to be lower than the lowest point on the plan view, which is right there. So then I'm going to bring across a series of lines. Where am I going to bring those lines from? First, I'm going to bring a line from this quadrant right here, from the center line here, from the top of our large circle. I'm just going to bring that across like that. And also from the base of our large circle. So right here. Like that. Oh, let me turn on back ortho. I'm going to delete this line here. Don't know where this line came from. And then I'm going to draw this line now from this point, the quadrant, for our small circle. So for a small circle, if we had a center line for a small circle, it would be like this. Yeah, so if we had a center line for a small circle, it would come up to that point. And down here, it would be this point. So we have those quadrants. So we can now bring this line across from the quadrant for the small circle. Same thing for down here as well. And then we will do this now. Where these circles that we drew meets with the small circle here, we'll bring across lines from those. So just like we brought up lines vertically, we're now going to bring across lines horizontally to meet this 45-degree line. Alright, so like that. And then from here as well, and we're going to do over this side as well. So that would be this one here. I think we already brought this across, but let me just double check. No, we didn't. So bring this across like that. And then we bring across from here where this circle meets our small circle. Bring across that line as well. And then down here now, where this circle meets this small circle here from this point, we bring across that. And let me see if I'm missing any points. I think I'm missing a few points, so let me see. So here where the circle meets this, I think you'll end up getting the same lines below that you got above. So all these lines that we got up here, we'll get them down here. So you could just mirror these lines and you would get them back, but I'm just staying on this side and drawing all lines. So yeah, bring this across like that. Nice. And we bring this across as well, where this circle meets our small circle. So we bring this across as well. So we have all those lines. So let me just ensure that I have all these lines over here as well. All right, good. We seem to have all our lines. If I'm missing a line, then I'll figure it out. So where those lines meet the 45-degree line, we're going to bring up lines from there. So I could just do this. I could just draw one line like that. Click on it, select copy, and I'm going to copy this line from here and bring it to the different points. So to here, where our horizontal line meets our 45-degree line. So to all those points. There. Oh, we also needed to, we needed to bring across the center line as well. So I'll bring across the center line afterwards. There, right here, and also right there. Yeah, so now we need to bring across the center line. So I'll bring across the center line like this to meet with the 45-degree line, and then I'm going to bring this up right here. All right, I just brought it up, no specific distance. I just want it to be higher than the highest point of our front view. So you want it to pass this line here. So what we're going to do now is to bring across these lines. So I'm going to just bring this across. All right, I'm going to extend this as well. So I extend the line from the cylinder, also going to extend the line from our, cone, and I'll extend all the other lines. So like this line here, this line right here. Actually, I'm not going to extend it. Let me just draw a line there. So from that, all these horizontal lines, we're bringing them across to meet with these lines over here. Every single one of them. All of these lines. So this one as well. This one also. And then finally this one. Just extend this out like that. So there we have that. Now, our drawing is here. It's already there. It's just for us to figure out exactly where it is. So let's do that. So the center line. So the cone, we know where a cone would be. So the center line is here, which represents the center of the cone. And this represents the height of the cone. All right, and then these outer lines represent the width of the cone. The outer lines from the quadrants of our large circle. So the cone would look something like this. From here to there, and from here to over here, and that would be the cone. Now, to get the cylinder, the small circle represents a cylinder. All right, so for here, so that line and then this line, this quadrant, not that one, but the outer one. All right, so the next two vertical lines, which would be this line here, and then over here it would be this line here. Those represent where the cylinder would be. So that means our cylinder, since the cylinder is touching the cone, we can kind of draw the cylinder. So the part of the cylinder that we're seeing would come from here, where it touches the cone here, and comes all the way up to this line here, that top line, comes across to this next line here, and then comes down to meet the cone down here. All right, so that's the cylinder. But now there's a curve of intersection, so we need to find the curve of intersection as well. How are we going to go about finding that curve of intersection now? It's simple. All we're doing is just drawing lines from where they meet each other. So we can do this. I'm going to get the lower half first, then I'm going to get the back half. And after I finish, you'll understand why I do that. I'm going to select spline. Now, over here, this is the point that we're looking for. So let me start with, all right, let's start over here with this center line. Because what this line represents, not that center line, but this center line actually. Let me bring up this and bring it across. This center line, the center of the small circle. This would represent the outermost point of our curve of intersection for the side view. So let me bring that across to meet the, let me bring it all the way across actually. Yeah. So let me select a white line. I know it's a lot of lines and stuff like that, but we'll get this done. So this line that we just brought across, it meets the cylinder line here. So that's our first point there. All right, right at that center line. Let me just turn off ortho. So what that means is that our next point that we're trying to find here is where the next vertical line meets the next horizontal line. And in this case, this would be here. See, this line represents the next line. This next line here represents this point there. So that's one of the points that we need. So our next point would be where the next vertical line meets the next horizontal line, which in this case would be right here. And then where the next vertical line meets the next horizontal line would be here. So let's see where this line comes from. So we need this line, because this line comes from the back. We're not doing the back yet, we're doing the front here, because we're doing like from this side. So this next line here, all right, because this is the first line here, and then we're going to this next line here. So this next line comes across and comes up the one to the left, all right, and then so this is the point that we need right there. Where is the next point that we're looking for? This midpoint here. So this comes across and comes up and would be right on this point here. Good. So we could mirror that, or we could just continue over here. So over here would be the same thing. So this line over here would be this line here. And then as we continue up the inner line, so it would be this one. And then we finish right on this line that we brought across, where it would meet the line, the vertical line coming from the cylinder. So it would be right here, space bar. So again, you could have just done this piece and then mirror it. So we need to continue this line down to meet this part of the drawing here. Like that. And over here, we bring this down like that. So we have that curve of intersection, but there's a curve at the back as well that we're not seeing. It's in broken lines. So we have to represent that. So let me select my broken lines. So I'm going to select spline again. And I'll do this. So what we need is sections. If you're looking from here, we use these lines. These are the lines on the front section. So now we need the lines from the back section, which would be the first line from the back section of the drawing would be this line here. All right. So this line here comes across, comes up here, and meets with this point. Let's see if that's the point that we're looking for. No, that's not the point that we're looking for. We're actually, yeah, this is not the point we're looking for. We're looking for this point here. So we start from here where we end, and then the next point is here, with the next vertical line from the back meets the next horizontal line. So this next horizontal line comes across here, is the one right, and it comes up. This vertical line comes up and meets this next horizontal line right here. And then the next vertical line comes up and meets the next horizontal line here. So again, we could stop here and mirror this, but I like to continue so I get a smooth curve. So this is the one to the right here, which means that over here it would be this one. Let me just double check that. So down here, this line comes across here and then comes up, so it would be the left one, comes across and comes up. So I'm looking for this point here, and then that means that my next point now would be, I think I missed a line. Did I miss a line? I didn't. It's here. This line comes across here. Oh, I didn't bring up this line. I didn't bring up this line. All right, because I didn't bring up this line, I'm going to have to just mirror this. Let me just click spacebar and do this. I forgot to bring up one line, so let me just bring up that line. I did not bring up this line here. See, I told you, like, if I forgot about a line, if I forgot to bring up a line, then I would recognize it. So I forgot this line. Let me just take this out of broken lines, select a continuous line, and I'm going to draw this line from here, and I'm going to bring that up like that. Now that this, if I'm to continue this, it would be to this point. Let me see, it's on this line and it's this line, so it will be here, and then if we continue it all the way around, it would finish where we started, which is here. But I can't do that because I stopped this, so I have to delete this spline and start it. So yeah, it's because I forgot to bring up that line. So let me just do this quickly. So the first point is here. I think I remember all my points, they should be easier. We start there, then the next one is here, and then the next one is the one to the right, which is here, and then this one is right here, which means that this point is the point we're looking for here. The next one is this point here. Let me see, is it on that line? Yes, it is. So it's this one here, and then we end where we started, which is right here, space bar, and there we have it. So let me just make this a white line. And then now we can do this, brighten the section of the cone that we would see. So we would see this cone. Oh, sorry, I need to use a white line for this, and I need to use a continuous line. So yeah, what we'll do now is to just draw this line here, come over here, and come up here like that. Now, I'm going to do this because what we'll see here is how this looks from the right side. So what, this is the right side view, but this is first angle orthographic. So the left side would actually be here, and the right side would be over here. So I'm going to change this to make it let it look like the right side, but let it look like the left side, sorry, because the left side should be here, but it's going to require a minimum amount of change. So I'm just going to do this. To get the next side over here, you can just do this. Just all these lines. Actually, yeah, so I can copy all of these lines and I can mirror. So I'm just going to mirror this from the center line, from the center of the large circle, so like from the center here. And just move your cursor up or down, like that. Erase source object, no, we don't want to erase source object, we want to keep the source object. So there we go, we just mirrored that. I need to put on the top for this thing here, there we go. So now this view over here, the view to the left is already done, alright? The view to the left is already done. So we already have this view completed. Now for this view, all we have to do is this, change this line to a solid line, and then change this line to a broken line. And there we have that. And that would complete our drawing. So yeah, that's the thing about AutoCAD. Oh, actually, I see one line that I'm missing, which is this line right here. Alright, and if my circles kind of look like it's a bit kind of stretchy because these lines, because I drew these lines, I could just simply do this. I could just draw next circle to kind of brighten up my circle like that, and draw next small circle as well from the center here. Let's draw next circle to make it look like a bit brighter, and you can see now. So now this is how you go about completing the drawing of a cylinder that goes into a cone. It is a time-consuming drawing, but it wouldn't take as long as it took me because I'm explaining. So because of that, it takes a bit longer. And we do have the cone in broken lines because in construction lines, because it wouldn't actually be there because that part would be cut out. But I just leave it there because it's a part of the construction. So this is in broken lines because this is the left side view. So in first angle, the left side, which is what you'll see here, would be projected over here, and then the right side, which is what you would see over here, would be projected over here. Good. So that is how you go about completing the drawing. And the reason why this is in broken lines is because if I'm looking from this side, from the left side, then this would be in broken lines below here because I'm not seeing it. The curve at the top, so that would be in solid lines, and vice versa. So over here, this is in solid lines, because if I'm looking from here, I would see this part in solid lines, but the back would be in broken lines. So I hope you found this video helpful. I hope it was not too technical. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day. If you enjoyed the video, you can drop a like and subscribe. We're getting close to 2,000 subscribers. And just let me know in the comment section below what videos you would like for me to do. So thank you for watching, everyone, and have yourselves a fantastic day.